Yo, what's up, guys? Back for this Monday slate. We have a 10-game slate for Monday, a bit smaller than usual, but it's still a nice slate nonetheless. So let's get right into it. Please be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you have not already. Pitching-wise, we do have some stud options on the hill today, but once again, I'm usually like to go in the mid-tier for my pitching options, especially on a slate that features expensive Yankee bats, expensive Seattle bats, expensive Cubs bats that I really want to fit in. I think going mid-range with guys that have the same upside as some of these guys at the top are my strategy today. I'm going to start off with Luke Weaver at 7,200. It might not be a popular choice after he burned a lot of people, but that's kind of one of the reasons why I like him. Nobody's going to want to go back to Luke Weaver after he only put up 3.8 against the Rockies. But this matchup is 100 times better going into Miami against the Marlins. The Marlins are filled with right-handed bats, and Weaver has been excellent to righties this year. Just look at it, the numbers, they speak for themselves. He has a 288 WOBA against righties this year. That is one of the lowest numbers you will see, and he just hasn't gotten that lucky with the way the balls are hit. But he only has a 233 average to righties. On base percentage is under 300. He is limiting them to a lot of soft contact, and I just feel like this is a very, very good spot for Luke Weaver against this Miami offense, which does not walk a lot, which is a positive for Weaver because he does struggle with command. And they also don't score a lot of runs, especially at home. So I think Luke Weaver, this is a good spot for him. He does have 30-point upside. We've seen it this year. We've seen it lots of times. Last year when he broke out, he's a good pitcher. He's going to get back to it. So I like him at 7,200. Next pitcher I like is Tropiano at 6,200. Just picking on the Tigers team is just going to be a very profitable strategy going on for the rest of the season. Pretty much any pitcher against the Tigers, I'll be interested. They got shut out for the second day in a row last night. Now they're going into Anaheim, which is not much of a ballpark upgrade. Anaheim is still a very big ballpark. And Tropiano at just 6,200. His price tag got almost a $1,000 discount, even though I think it should have risen from the last matchup, because this matchup is just so good. A ton of righties on Detroit that do not hit right-handed pitching well at all. So I just like Tropiano at 6,200. He's been pretty solid this year. Gives up a little bit of hard contact and lots of home runs sometimes, but I feel like the Tigers don't have a lot of pop. Playing at home in Anaheim, this is a good spot for Tropiano, who does have decent upside on the slate. So a cheap pitcher that has a lot of upside, I'll be gladly take that. So at first base, I like Anthony Rizzo at 4,800. So I like Rizzo a lot because he's facing a righty, and Rizzo has amazing numbers against righties, as you see. Not only that, but now Rizzo is leading off for the Cubs. So leading off on the road, which is great because they are guaranteed ninth inning at-bats. So we're looking at potentially 5 at-bats for Rizzo today. So in those 5 at-bats, I feel like he's going to have a big day, considering that they're going up against Junis, who gives up a lot of home runs, and the Cubs do have good pop on the lineup. So I like a lot of the Cubs here today. Specifically Rizzo, as you see, the numbers against right-handed pitching are excellent. The strikeout rate is what I really love to see. He strikes out 21% of the time against lefties, but against righties, under 10%, which is awesome. He's walking a lot more, and he's hitting the ball for a power a lot. 223 ISO. I feel like this is a prime Anthony Rizzo spot today at first base. Third base, I like Kyle Seager at 3,800. I feel like some people will shy away from him just because they see a lefty-on-lefty matchup, but Seattle is getting the biggest ballpark boost on the slate. Going from Safeco into Arlington is no joke. That is just going to help the bats so much going into the hot weather in Texas. Seager is red hot. Hit 2 home runs last night, tons of power, and Seager actually has good numbers against lefties. He has better numbers against lefties than righties this year. The batting average is way up, 282 against lefties, only 204 against righties. Slugging percentage are kind of similar, but 444 against lefties, 409 against righties. ISO is just 162. Has a higher ISO on the road, but he just has good numbers against lefties. So I feel like this is a good spot for Kyle Seager. He's 3,800, a little too cheap. He does have good career numbers against Perez in the past, and he should be hitting right in the heart of the Mariners lineup. So at 3,800, one of the few third basemen at that price tag that has a lot of power. I'll definitely be interested in him. Shortstop, I love the Cubs today. I love Javier Baez at 5,500. So if you're going to be stacking the Cubs, you have to have Rizzo, you have to have Baez. Like, it's almost impossible to work around them unless you're just making a bunch of teams and trying to get cute. But Baez, 5,500. The price tag looks high, but it's well deserving. He has been outstanding this year. 24 home runs, 86 RBIs. He's been great on the road as well with a 324 and 623 slugging percentage. Hits the ball excellent against both sides of the plate. Excellent numbers, and against Junis, Baez has one of the best chances of hitting a home run. And then finally in the outfield, like Nelly Cruz, he's got to be like an auto lock today. He's been red hot, facing a lefty on the road in Texas. Martin Perez gives up a lot of hard contact, a lot of power to right-handed bats, and Cruz, one of the best lefty hitters in baseball. On the road, he's been outstanding this year, 331 batting average. This is what I'm talking about. Getting out of Safeco is going to be excellent for these Mariners hitters. I feel like they're going to have a huge series in Texas today, and Nelson Cruz at 5,200 against a lefty is one of the best chances of hitting a home run, as you will find on the slate. He has 7 home runs in his past 10 games. He's been absolutely raking. He has double dong upside, and I feel like there's no way I'll be able to fade him today. So those are the plays I love today. Please be sure to drop a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and good luck today.